Bonne soirée à tous et bienvenue à cette rencontre du Comité de régulation de la Ville d'Ottawa. Welcome everyone to this meeting of the Committee of Adjustment for the City of Ottawa. The Committee of Adjustment is a quasi-judicial tribunal appointed by City Council to make decisions on certain types of applications under the Planning Act, most notably consents and minor variances. My name is Anne Tremblay and I'll be chairing this hearing this evening. And with me this evening are my fellow panel members, Ms. Julia Markovich and Ms. Kathleen Willis. So we are only 3 members tonight. We are missing members White and member Hindle. Please take note that this is a video conference and it's being live streamed on YouTube. The video will be archived along with tonight's agenda on the city's website. So if you have any issues with accessing either of those, please just reach out to any staff. Before we begin, there's a number of things that the committee can't deal with, which is related to aspects of the proposal that may not be part of the minor variances that are requested, because they in fact do conform with the standards of the bylaw. We do not address noise pollution, property maintenance, property values, illegal prosecution, prosecution for illegal construction. We'll also not entertain any negative comments about anyone involved in the proceedings, whether you're an agent, applicant, resident, anyone. And also, if there's any additional variances that are required or greater relief required, we will be adjourning those to allow for recirculation of the application. So, as part of the statutory declaration, statutory public notification requirements, each application is required to post a sign on the property and then file a statutory declaration. Tonight we'll be doing those verbally. With respect to quorum, we are at bare bones this evening. If we lose 1 member, then we will not be able to continue hearing the applications. I have been having some issues with my Wi-Fi this evening, so we will try to deal with the items on the agenda. Very, very light agenda for those of you who are familiar with the committee's business. We will deal with the applications that will move forward and then the adjournments after, just to ensure that we can get through the applications that need to be heard this evening. As you know, there's an order to the agenda that you see, but we can actually move those around, and we will do that. Not asking for any presentations tonight. We will go straight to asking questions, then to the public portion of the hearing, and then finally to a decision. As you know, the committee can make an oral decision, either grant, deny, adjourn, and reserve. Reserving is not like something that we'll be doing this evening, so I'm not going to explain that one for the time being. In all cases, the committee's decisions are issued in writing within 10 days of the hearing, and they contain essentially the panel's reasoning on whether it's an approval or, in particular, if we're denying. All of the decisions of the committee are subject to a 20-day appeal period, at which time the decisions can be appealed to the Ontario Land Tribunal. So with that, I'm going to go straight to application number 1, and so that we can get through those very quickly. And I'm looking for, I believe in this case, Mr. Petrosian. Mr. Petrosian, I saw your name, so I know you're there. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, Madam Chair. Nathan Petrosian from FO10 Planning and Design.
All right, very nice to see you this evening. Mr. Black, I see that you're here as well. I guess you're here for support. All right, so who's going to respond to the oath?
I will, Madam Chair.
All right. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the notice provided to you as part of the application process and by the committee was posted at the property to which the application applies, that it was there for the prescribed number of days prior to the hearing, and that it was legible and visible at all times? Do you either swear or affirm that to be true?
I affirm that to be true.
Okay. One small housekeeping item. My understanding is that we are amending the notice to read at the very end that the application indicates that the property is subject to a current site plan application D07-12-22-0109 for phase 2 that is currently under review under the Planning Act. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Okay. With that, I'm opening it up to Ms. Willis, Ms. Markovich, for any questions on this application. for consent? Nope, I think it was very straightforward. There was a lot of material. We were able to read through it without, I think it answered a lot of our questions. We had a chance to talk about your application before the hearing. So I'm not surprised there's no questions. I do not have anybody on my speakers list from the public on this, so I'm going to open it up. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak either for or against this application? Okay, I'm not seeing anybody come forward, so I think members of the panel, I think we can make a decision at this point. All those in favor of the application? All right, for the record, the application is granted unanimously. Mr. Petrosyan, that we have some conditions. Any issues with any of those?
No, Madam Chair.
All right, in that case, thank you very much and good luck with your project.
Thank you.
All right, I'd like to hear from application number 3, looking for Ms. Abdullahpour. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Very well, thank you. We can hear you, but we can't see you. Did you want to come on screen?
I just surprised why I'm not there. Okay. All right.
Oh, there you
I'm
go.
here. Yes.
Perfect. All right. Need to read to you. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the notice provided to you as part of the application process and by the committee was posted at the property to which the application applies, that it was there for the prescribed number of days prior to the hearing, and that it was clearly visible and legible for the entirety of that time? Do you either swear or affirm that to be true?
Yes, I do. I do.
Do you swear or do you affirm?
I do.
I-
I do swear.
You do swear. Okay, thank you. That's the answer I was looking for. Okay, I don't have any housekeeping items here for you, so I'm going to open it up straight to questions from either Ms. Willis or Ms. Markovich. No questions? All right. I did seem to have one person who was registered to speak. Ms. Gardner? Is Mr. Gardner, to the coordinators, is Mr. Gardner here?
Madam Chair, he is not present.
He is
No,
not present.
sorry.
Thank you very much. So in that case, I'm going to make a call out to the audience. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak either for or against this application? Again, very straightforward. We understand what it is that you're doing. Very simple. Minor variance to legalize an existing condition. Not seeing anybody come forward. Members of the panel, all those in favor? All right, for the record, your application then is unanimously granted. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Good night.
All right, good night. All right, with that, we're going to go to the adjournments at this point, and I'd like to hear from application number 2, looking for Mr. Wheelmaker. Do we have Mr. Wheelmaker coordinators? Yes, I think we do. Okay.
There we go. I'm here. Madam Chair and committee members. Can
Good
you hear me
evening.
now?
Yes.
Okay.
So Mr. Wheelmaker, are you aware that there's been a request by staff for an adjournment of your application?
Yes, we are aware of that. I guess what we're looking for is possibly to set another date for the to relook at the variances. I've been talking to the planner in regards to the variance. We had some poor numbers that we used for the calculation of the SDU area. So we're looking to work more with the planner over the next few weeks, and then meet before the committee in hopefully sort of the second meeting in September is what we're looking for.
All right, so I think, is it Ms. Kelly that I need to speak with, or Ms. Sclazero, I believe, the planner on file for this?
Yeah, Miss Glazero.
Ms. Glazero, can you come forward? So, Ms. Clausero, we're aware that the amount of relief that would then need to be applied for by the applicant is at 71 or more percent. Is that, looking at that, it seems like some of your concerns were with regards to the creation of a duplex dwelling as opposed to really a secondary unit. So are we not looking more at quite possibly a rezoning of the property here rather than just a minor variance? Ms. Clausero, you're on mute.
My apologies. Thanks, Madam Chair. So based on discussions with the applicant, it doesn't sound like they're interested in applying for a zoning bylaw amendment. We did discuss that there was some confusion and some incorrect information provided regarding the gross floor area of the principal dwelling unit and whether or not the basement is included in that. So I think we've cleared that up, and I don't think there's any interest, as I said, in a rezoning. The applicant is going to revisit the original plans, which were for a secondary dwelling unit on the main floor, including a garage conversion and then a reconstruction of the garage in the corner side yard, or facing the corner side yard. So.
All right, that's a major redesign from what we have before us right now. So I think we're going to recommend a sine die adjournment on this application to give the amount of time that's really required to rethink how this is going to come forward as a proposal.
Well,
Mr. Willmaker?
The original, when we started the process with the planners, the original design that we had and what we had come up with the homeowners was, we have that design actually already done, or not done, complete, but that was the original one that we're going to come forward with to the committee. But in the end, in consultation with the plant, with not Kaz, but a different planner, she had indicated that the city didn't seem to think that the proposal that we had would be acceptable or something that they would like to see. So then we went on and we developed the second floor plan with the SDU under the assumption that we could use the basement area as a calculation for the gross floor area for the main dwelling unit. So it's sort of going back to an older design is what it is, which is what it is. I believe we can get it done in sort of the month that we need, or the couple weeks, 2-3 weeks that we need to get it done, and then get back on the docket. The homeowners, this came to as a bit of a shock to us. I thought ours would go, our hearing would go sort of similar to the first two that were on the docket today. So it was a bit of a shock when we found out last week that the areas were incorrect. So the homeowners have made some steps in order to start hydro disconnects, various portions of sort of shutting down the house so they could do the renovation. So they're sort of and they're moving out of their house as well. So we're sort of looking to try and get this done as expediently as possible to help the homeowners.
So, Mr. Willmaker, at the very, very least, you'd be looking at October 6th, and in fact, October 5th, and I'm actually thinking October 19th. So, because I think there's an awful lot of redesign that has to happen in discussion, where the committee is concerned about the extent of relief that's being looked at in terms of the gross floor area. So we're going to be looking forward to seeing how some of that redesign might, in fact, bring it down something that's more in line with what would be, a more reasonable variance on that from the existing 40% maximum. So we're going to, all right, so let's, I'm thinking we're going to go to October 19th. Is there any comments from either member of the panel on this proposal to adjourn? Nope, no comments. Okay. I didn't have any speakers on the docket. Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to speak either for or against this proposal for adjournment to October, and what did I just say, 19th, right? Yes. All right, I'm not seeing anybody come forward. So members of the panel, all those in favor of adjournment to October 19th. All right, so for the record, Mr. Willmaker, we'll see you back in a couple of months.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so that's coming back. And then Mr. Segreto, I believe your applications 4 and 5 are next on the docket for request for adjournment.
Good evening, Madam Chair, committee members.
And good evening. So you're aware that there's been a request for adjournment on your
Yes.
application?
Yes, I am.
All right. And you support?
I have no problem. with
Okay,
it. If we,
all right.
if we could adjourn it for a month, Madam Chair, that would be great.
All right, so, okay. Mr. Garnett, our Deputy Secretary Treasurer, would that work with so we would either be looking at the September 21st or the October 5th. And I think you told me that the meeting for the end of September is actually pretty full at this point, is it not?
It may be, Madam Chair, and we would require, just looking at our schedule and calendar here, all submissions and any revised plans or additional variances likely this week. If not, it would be October 5th would be the next available date.
All right, so.
October 5th
Mr.
would be
Greta?
fine.
All right, let's do that then. Okay, let's go to October 5th. I don't have anybody on the speakers list, so I'm going to make a call out there. Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to speak either for or against the adjournment to October 5th? All right, I'm not seeing anybody. Members, then I guess we can vote on this adjournment. All those in favor of adjourning to October 5th? All right, so for the record, it's unanimous. We are adjourning to that date. Mr. Segreto, though, we have had a look at this application pretty much in depth. I'm going to ask you to be sure to bring forward very solid planning evidence, lotting fabric, dates. You do that way, but just a reminder to make sure you do that. We'll want to know about the examples that staff have talked about in their staff report. We're going to want to see the compare and contrast. We're going to really want to know what's happening and what's being proposed and have that background. So there are some concerns about this application. So just be sure that you have some solid planning evidence, please.
We'll try our best.
All right. Okay. Just warning you now. We're looking for that detail. Okay. Anything else from the members on this? All right. Then I think that's it. That is the end of our agenda. Maybe the shortest meeting we've ever had. So I need a motion to adjourn the meeting. All right, it is a motion moved by Ms. Willis and seconded by Ms. Markovich. Is that it?